how are you doing? I just felt the urge to come on and I felt the urge to just, you know, sit down, let you know what's been happening.
Take a minute, girl, calm down. What's been happening?
I feel like a lot has gone on over the last few months and it's been hard. Like, I am okay, but it's been hard. So yeah, just two friends having a little chit chat. I got some snacks because I thought we could do almost like a mukbang. So if you hate seeing people eat, maybe don't watch this. Just sat in my hoodie. I'm also wearing trainers. Why am I wearing trainers and jeans to chill? Wait a second, let me get my bloody fluffy socks on. I literally can't find a matching pair, so I'm gonna wear these, but it's fine. No one will know. Who's gonna know? Literally, anyone watching this video. I've literally got the most elite, like, meal deal, snack haul. Basically, I want you to rate my meal deal, okay? I am obsessed with tuna at the moment. Sainsbury's, obviously. Sainsbury's, I just love it. I like it more than Tesco, I think. Don't know why, I just do. It is expensive, it is. And I literally bought Taste the Difference oranges the other day and I was like, that is the pinnacle of wealth. That's how I know I've made it, when I can afford Taste the Difference oranges. And they do. I do be Taste the Difference. It does look quite depressing, actually, but I've just got this weird obsession with tuna currently. One cocktail walkers. Hot girls have pro cocktail, that's what I'm gonna say. Then, have you ever had these little Tenzing? I like to think they're better than Red Bulls because I know you tell me off for having too much Red Bull. I also got ID'd. I literally got ID'd for an energy drink. The legal age is 16, so you're telling me you think I'm 15. I didn't kick off because I was like, look, she's just doing her job. But I was a little bit angered. I feel like the Karen was bubbling up, like the Karen was downloading in me. Obviously cheese strings. I love a kid's lunch. Like, I always get embarrassed walking around shops because my basket literally looks like I have a child. The twisted ones, they're way better. Also Lunchables. I'm telling you now, if you're ever hungover, these will sort you out. It's just the perfect ratio of like cheese and ham. Then we've got these strawberries. I don't know why it says imperfectly ones. Are they like weird ones? I don't know, but I'm imperfect, so I've got imperfect strawberries. And then obviously got to have a little sweet treat, so we also have air bubbles. You can't deny it, that is an elite mukbang. So yeah, I'm actually really hungry. The flavours are melting on my tongue. But yeah, I hope you've been good. I feel like we're out of the worst of winter now. Like, things just seem brighter and happier, and I'm so excited for summer. It's gonna be my first, you know, truly single hot girl summer. I hate saying hot girl summer. I feel like the phrase gives me the ick. I said I was going to have a hot girl summer last year and it didn't really go to plan. But yeah, I'm going to obviously address the elephant in the room. I know a lot of you, most of you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, I haven't come here to like air any dirty laundry or shit like that. More to just be honest, say how I've been doing, and also give advice, I guess, to anyone who's going through my situation, because, well, let's just say it, like, obviously I'm going for a breakup, or I've gone for a breakup over the last, has it been 4 months? Yeah, it's been about 4 months now, which is crazy. Like, time has stood still, but it's also flown. Like, I don't know, it's crazy how much better I'm doing than I was at the start. But obviously I'm not the first person to go through a breakup, not the last person. Like, and I don't know if it will be my last ever one. I would love it to be. I would love it to be, because I don't know how many times I can go through that pain. But also, does anyone do this with sandwiches where they like take it off into smaller bites? Obviously I just wanted to kind of address it because I did put it so up on social media so much. I've never done that to this extent, like full on YouTube videos, always on stories, like main feed. Once they get on your main feed, that has solidified the relationship, you know. So it was, a lot of people weren't invested. Like, I even get people messaging me now. I was at an event the other day and straight away someone was like, oh my god, what happened with you and la la. Like, it's fine. I get the nosiness, because I would do the same. Like, you know, when you follow people and they're like seem like such a solid couple and they post each other all the time, and then suddenly they're not on each other's feeds and like you don't see them and you're like, yo, like, it is interesting. It's human nature. Like, I'm not gonna judge people for being nosy, but there was a time, especially when I was the 2 months after were the hardest times, and literally there was a point I've never got that many messages about anything. Like, I was shocked. I was like, I did not even know people cared, but I felt like a fucking celebrity. I was like, mate, I don't know why the Daily Mail hasn't done a feature about it yet, but yeah, it got like quite a lot. Like, and especially when you're so upset, like, to have people be like, where is he, or like, where's his dog, and like, oh, like, and even one person I sort of replied like, yeah, we've broken up, and they were like, oh, I bet you miss his dog. I was like, well, yeah, I do, but that's made me feel even worse. Like, I think people forget sometimes that you are like a human being. Like, I don't know, I get it, but you're also not owed information about someone's personal life, but it's fine. So yeah, what I'm basically saying is I'm not here to be like, this is exactly what happened, blah, blah. Like, it's not just me in the relationship, I'm gonna respect his privacy, but it wasn't any like anything malicious. And I know when people say this, you're always like, nah, it fucking was. No one cheated, it wasn't anything like that, and it's just fucking sad, if I'm honest. Like, I think sometimes like two people just really like each other but you can't make it work. I think it's almost stronger in a way to walk away from something that's not working for you than stay in it, do you know? So wish him well, like so much care for him. God, my sandwich is joking me. So much care for him, so much care for his family, like love them all to bits. And literally like any news I hear about him, I'll be so happy in the future, do you know what I mean? Like there is no bad blood, there's nothing like that. And I think he's an amazing artist. Like obviously I've got a lot of his tattoos on my body, like that's not going away, like it's all good. But yeah, more what I wanted to talk about is how fucking awful breakups are. Like I genuinely forgot what it feels like to break up with someone that you were like obsessed with. Like it's I always think like you forget the pain, and that's why you jump into other relationships, and like you have to leave your heart open. You can't be completely jaded by these experiences. But I was down bad. Like I genuinely was like, I don't know how anyone gets through this. Like I can't even explain. And especially around like sort of December, Christmas time, like fuck me, I was like journaling. The things I was writing in that journal, like I hope never see the light of day. Like it was dark shit. It was like, oh my god, I will never know happiness. Like I can look back now and laugh, which is nice. It's nice to like be able to laugh about a situation that like was once so hurtful. I was like unhinged. Like I don't know who that fucking girl was. She was unhinged. Like there was about a month, I don't think I got through like a day without crying. Like my eyes, the eczema on my eyes, do you remember I kept complaining? It's because I could not stop crying. Like it was unbearable. Like if there was a day I didn't cry, I was like, okay, I'm doing well. Like it was constant from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. It was fucking painful. Like it was like an actual, like my heart was like cut. Like you have to remember, I'm a fucking Pisces, we're just dramatic anyway, and we're very like loving people, so when we feel pain so strongly. And like my therapist, I remember she was just like, this one session, I don't think she spoke. I just cried at her like hysterically, and it was really weird and nice to have her there and say things to her and be so honest, because I think with your friends you don't want to sometimes be so honest about how bad you are doing. Like you do try and put on a brave face, and everyone's trying to be, it's a very British thing, we're like, you're fine, you know, fuck it, get drunk, go out, you'll be fine. You're like, yeah, I'm fine, single, woo. And actually deep down you're like, no, I actually am like inconsolable. But like it was so good. Like my housemates were so good at like getting me out of the house, and like all my friends have been amazing, and it really did give me a newfound, that sounds silly to be a newfound, but a really appreciation for like female friendships and just friends. And like it's made me realise love doesn't have to be the only thing. Like romantic love isn't the be all and end all. Like your friends can sort of give that space that you had for a boyfriend, can go to other people. But yeah, my therapist was like, she made me like look at it in a very different way. Like she was like, why are you so scared to be alone? Like why are you so scared to be single? And it was a lot of hard hitting questions, but I think it needed to be done, and I needed to like come to these realizations. But this is how bad I was. I was posting quotes. Nah. When a boy has got you posting quotes on your Instagram story, like, I had to lose you to love me. Or like, the only person you can fix is yourself. Like, all this shit. Like, once you're posting those quotes, you know he doesn't care. No one cares. Stop posting the quote. But I had to do it. I had to do it. And that is how you soft launch a breakup, my friends. Posting quotes. Better off alone. All this. Do you know what I mean? And what I do appreciate though is literally, I feel like I'm not eating my sandwich because I'm yapping away. Your mouth is moving quite like a rat. Yappa. Shut it, please. Let's open a cheese string. Do you know what? It happened though the same week as Taylor Swift launched that All Too Well 10-minute version, and I appreciate it in a way, because like that movie and that song, I couldn't even listen to it without crying for a while, because I related to so many things in the song, and I was just like, I literally can't. I could feel every word she was saying, so it was kind of nice, you know, to be on that journey with Tay Tay there. And also Summer Walker's album launched around the same time, so musically I had a great time relating to all these breakup albums. I could really feel it. Summer Walker's album slaps. That girl has been through some shit, like, and a lot of those songs I relate to, and I was like, this is great. And also I've gone back and listened to Sour album listening to Sour album, having gone through a breakup, it's like listening to it all over again. Like, I really get it. I'm like, Olivia, I understand. Oh my god. And then I did tarot. Oh, Jesus. Then I went and did a tarot reading. I did a tarot reading with Naomi Stella. I'll link her because I've talked about her before, but she's so good. She does them like over voice notes. Be careful though, because some people copy her and like will scam you, so make sure it is her. Her only handle is the one I'll put below. She also has this healing diary, which has been incredible. I really love it. I did a tarot reading with her because I was like, I kind of got this new sense of like life will be okay around January time, when I was like, look, it's a new year, you know, it's a new Sadie. Like, I was really trying to like do better and like get myself out of this slog that I'd been in for 2 months. Like, even Christmas, like, it was hard because I sort of met him around Christmas last year, so a lot of things were like triggering. And also Christmas, like, that's the time you spend with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Like, that is when relationships are just plastered everywhere. Like, all Christmas films are centered around happiness and love, and I was just like, this is so triggering for me. Like, Christmas, it was nice to be around my family, but it was one of my harder Christmases, I think. So I came out like, I can't be living like this anymore, trying to have a new year. And so I got this tarot reading. It's like, what is this new year, like, what is it? And it was all really good stuff. Like, she sort of said, she was saying, I'm not gonna be taking shit from people this year, and I'm gonna be really like finding my authentic voice, and like just expect more from myself from people around me. And I do really feel that happening already. Like, there's just things that I would have let slide before with friends. I'm kind of like, I don't want that, you know. And yeah, I think I'm saying my opinions a lot more and not being scared to have a voice. Like, I've been a people pleaser my whole life, so it feels quite free to just be like, okay, I'm gonna say what I think because I should be allowed to be my authentic self. If you don't like it, that's on you. Like, you don't have to like me. And it's so hard for people pleasers when you've lived in this state of survival of being nice to people because it's easier that way. So to hear her say that, I was like, oh my god. And then she was like, I just don't really see like love in your life this year. I was like, that's kind of good. But she was like, I feel like you'll get a lot of financial success, so material girl, no one's gonna love me, I'm not gonna have any boys, but I'm gonna secure that bag. And like, am I mad? No, I am not. I haven't even opened my drink yet, so that was good. But it still hits me now. Like, even if I'm in a much better place, like, I'll still see things and it just reminds you of that person. You're like, oh, you get this like wave like of like, oh, like your stomach wrenches. Like, there was one point where like I could literally relate a hairband on the floor to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, anything will remind you of them, but you kind of get out of that and you make new memories. There's like a tube that goes straight to his house, and every time I'm like, oh, I don't want to get on that line, I hate them that line now. So yeah, stuff like that. Like, the advice I can give, like, it's very hard. Like, I can't really sugarcoat it for you. Like, I know how hard it is and I know how painful it is, and I'm not going to diminish that at all. Like, it is up there with, like, it feels like a loss, like a grief, like you've lost someone. Well, you have, really. Like, they're not gonna essentially be in your life in that way ever again. And it's like that person you were always with. Like, I was always with him, probably too much, and I think that's a mistake I made, and that's something I'm trying to rebuild my life in a new way and like find use of all this new time that I have. That was really hard, and you feel lonely, and it's the person you talk to all the time, and it is fucking, like, it literally, I can't explain it. It feels physical. Like, there was points where I was like, this feels physical, like the pain is fucking hurtful. In fact, I actually have some clips. I don't know if I'm gonna insert them, but if I do, I'll put a few, and this was how bad I was. I've been doing so well for like, well, a week. Like, I haven't cried for a week, and I really thought I was like coming out the other side. Like, I just can't do anymore. I literally can't do anymore. Like I just don't get how anyone, I just don't understand how like anyone gets over stuff. Like, it's like actual, it's like physical pain. It's actually like physically in your chest. Like, you just feel like you do like literally one step forward and a million steps back. Oh, literally it's making my eye eczema so much worse. It's embarrassing. Today has been the worst day because I saw him. He dropped off my stuff. Seeing him was so nice and so bad at the same time because it feels like I'm back to square one. It's like, I've never had this in my life happen to me in my life. Like, I don't know, I don't even want to describe the feeling because it's such a bad feeling. I don't want to try and explain it because it's horrible. It's like I feel like I'm left like almost speechless this time. Usually I'm so poetic with these things. You can see, but you have to like, it is kind of embarrassing, I guess, posting a video of me crying, but it's also like, I just want to show you, like, it is real and it's okay, and literally the only way you're ever going to heal from something is if you feel the feelings, and feeling is healing. I feel like we should get that on a t-shirt or something, because it's not going to go away. Like, you can avoid it, you can drink, you can hide, you can do whatever, but that feeling won't go away. Like, so you might as well just deal with it now when it's at its rawest form straight away. You will eventually start to feel better. Like, I can't give you a timeline, I can't guarantee when, because everyone's healing's different, but you will wake up one day and they won't be the first thing on your mind. You won't want the urge to check their social media, and then you'll just be like out one time, or like having a really nice day with your friends, and you'll just be laughing, and you'll think like, oh wow, like I'm getting there, like things are better. And that is such a beautiful feeling, that like life can go on, do you know what I mean? And it does. And I think even on my worst days, you go for a walk and you're like, everyone else is just like living life as normal. Like, life doesn't stop because you're in pain. Another tip would be journaling. I know I always talk about journaling and everyone's like, blah, blah, blah. Like, it really does. It's like a therapy, like, it's proven. People who journal after a breakup, like, naturally feel better about it and heal quicker, because I think to just get any stupid thought without judgment, you write it down, no one is going to see it, and you kind of work it out on your own. And there'll be some days where you'll be writing the darkest like, let me see if I can read you something from here without it being like, I don't know, without it being really incriminating. I feel like November was the worst. Where is it? Oh, this is like, it's so sad to like read it again. Like, the loneliness is kicking in. It makes me want to cry. I'm like, oh, like, you poor little girl. Like, before, when anything bad happened or I was down, I felt comfort knowing I had him there. But now I'm facing life alone. And I know I'm not, but it just hits hard. Oh, that's sad. I also, like, sometimes I was writing and it was like kind of poetic, and I was like, am I a rapper? Am I Shakespeare? Like, it was a shock. So I was like, I'm just gonna start writing a poem, and I started writing poetry. Like, I have never wrote poetry in my life, and like, how like hurt do you have to be before you start writing poetry? It was kind of good, you know. It was like, had a little rhyme. It doesn't need to be good. It was just like a nice outlet for my feelings, put it all into like one piece of work. Like, it was quite fun. I haven't wrote a poem in a while, so that's probably a good sign that I'm doing well. But yeah, like, these little things, being artistic can help you. Yeah, I cannot recommend it enough, even though it feels silly. Just write anything that comes into your head, and it kind of releases it and helps you make sense of it. I can open the Lunchables now. Now we're moving on to the next bit. The thing that I found the hardest, like I said, I used to see him all the time, yeah? So I was like, shit, I have all this free time, like, what am I gonna do with it? Like, how, like, you need to be able to distract yourself, like, to move forward. So I kind of went a bit crazy. Also, do you guys make like a little tower, or I just do this? So I get the hat, I'm like, this looks so gross. One time I found a Spanish one. There's literally a Spanish Lunchable. I just make them like this. I don't really like too much cracker. There's a Spanish one called bodega, and it's like chorizo and like manchego cheese and little croutons. It's so lit. Why is that so simple but so good? I don't understand. And like, everyone laughs at me for eating them, but I'm like, it's just nice. I can't explain it. Like, processed cheese is delicious. Yeah, obviously I'm in the house a lot, I'm on my own a lot anyway, so I was like, right, I need things to take up this energy, I need to put it into good things. So obviously I just tried to throw myself into work, but it's very hard to come on social media and be happy when you're not happy. Like, almost impossible. I remember having so many ads I had to like keep pushing back, because I was like, I am like actually distraught. And oh my god, I remember I was doing a podcast, I was doing the Curvy Kate podcast, and I had to, oh my god, like, originally we were going to talk about dating and like relationships, and they were going to talk about like me and you know who, and I had to message them and be like, like, it was like on the week we broke up, I had to message them and be like, we have literally broken up, like, I'm so sorry, but can we not talk about relationships? And they had to change their whole podcast. I really appreciate them doing that. They are like they are so nice, and I actually had a best day with them, and it really cheered me up on a really low point in my life. So yeah, it's just crazy how you have to put on a brave face sometimes at work and just get through it, but sometimes you feel better for doing that. So I decided randomly to just be like, I'm gonna study. I was like, I'm gonna study. Like, I want to put my mind to something, and like, you know, something for the greater good, for the better. So I actually joined a short course. It was a Westminster short course. It was Introduction to Counselling, because I enjoyed like talking with my therapist so much that I was like, do you know what, this is so rewarding. Like I feel like I want to do this, and I always get trapped. I always get trapped with people in smoking areas or like house parties or like after parties, and people tell me their life story or their like childhood trauma, and I'm like, why am I so good at this? And like, why do people feel safe to tell me things? Like sometimes when I'm trying to get drunk, I'm a bit like, look, I'm trying to have a lit time and you're telling me your life problems, like but mostly I want to help. Obviously I had to pay for it and everything, but they have loads, University of Westminster, or like in general, there's loads of short courses. Thought I'd do a short one. If it goes good, maybe I'll study it like long time. Right, this course, it was really good, you know, but I basically didn't realise we were gonna essentially be like counselling each other. I was like, wow, it got quite heavy, and like, I don't know, it got quite personal, and I didn't think I was ready for that. I feel like it has changed me for the better, but it was quite confronting. Like it was like an evening course. Obviously people would do it after work, and I think I was one of the younger ones on there, and we'd have to like go in pairs and like tell each other our problems, and then you'd take turns being a therapist. You'd learn how to like what phrases to say back to people. Like you can't basically give people advice, you have to just listen, which is so hard. It's so hard to just listen to people, but it was really fun, and I learned so many new things and skills that I feel like I'm taking already into my like conversations with friends, like using feeling words, blah blah, all these things. But there was this one task they made us do, which was like a timeline of our life, and it was like you have to do your high points and your low points, like all your highlights and lowlights, like all the good stuff, all the bad stuff from when you were a kid till now. Obviously we didn't have loads of time, so we couldn't do it all, but it was just weird. Like it was very like, I don't know, when I actually had it all on paper, it was weird. Like a lot of bad stuff for me happened like in my childhood years, and I think it just was, I don't know, I found it very emotional doing it, and just a bit much, I guess. And then we also had to do this thing called a Johari window, which is like things you show to the world, and things you show to the world, things you show to your friends, and things you hide, right? And like everyone else, loads of people were like, oh, I have nothing in my hide bit, I don't hide anything from the world, like I'm an open book. And my hide box was like so long. Like I had so many points compared to like what people know about me or what the world knows about me, and I feel like I am an open book, but I didn't realize how much of myself like I choose to hide from people, and like it just made me really sad. And then I was like, oh, my hide one was really long, and I wonder why. And then we were saying like, is it because I guess people are ashamed of stuff, or like, yeah, you feel shame, or like worried people won't like you. And like the whole class were like messaging me about it, like maybe you need to look into why you're ashamed of these things and why you're scared. And it was like getting not free therapy, obviously I paid for the course, but I was like, fuck. And like it made me just think about a lot about myself and how I choose to present myself with my friendships, and like why I am ashamed of shit. And so I booked more therapy sessions. Like it's been a fucking crazy growth journey for me, and it was a lot around like how I grew up. And it's like silly to say that I'm ashamed of it, but like I guess I don't really tell people like that I'm, obviously you know I'm working class, like I'm eating a fucking Lunchable, but I don't talk about it a lot. I don't talk about how I grew up quite poor. Like I used to be so embarrassed because a lot of people I know have like massive houses, have like a great life, like a really the pampas grass, even the pampas grass is fucking done with this story, have like, you know, a classic mum and dad. And like I'm not embarrassed, but I guess I am. I guess I'm like, I don't know, but it's a part of me, and I feel like I'm learning to not be ashamed of it, and I think that's really nice. And yeah, it woke me up. It was crazy. It was really crazy, but I enjoyed it. Maybe it would be something I would do again in the future, and I'm glad I did it to prove I could. Yeah, so if you're going for a breakup, book to do a short course. I'm gonna have strawberry now. Imperfectly perfect strawberry. Is it mouldy? That really would be imperfect. Then again, because I was on this like, I want to be a better person, I want to help people train, my friend sent me this charity called the Girls Network, and it literally sounded so up my street. It was like, they're a charity that help young girls around age 14 to 19 who live sort of like in the poorest areas, kind of grow up in poverty, don't have a lot of opportunities going for them. And you get assigned to them as a mentor, and you basically help them build their confidence, help them with like uni or like life choices, or just kind of like offer a helping hand, like become a mentor. And I was like, that is literally what I would love to do. Like I've always said one time in my life I want to help young girls in a way. So I signed up. Don't know how I got approved, but I did. And yeah, I haven't had a matching with a school yet, but I'm going to be like mentoring a young girl. I don't know like how old she's going to be, and I don't know anything yet. I don't even know what I'll be allowed to say, because obviously you are dealing with a child. Like I had to get a DBS check, but it feels really full circle for me, because they asked it on the questionnaire, like, did you have free school meals, or like, did you get like any bursaries, and like I had everything, like every kind of thing you could have I had, like free school meals, free school buses. I remember being like embarrassed because you had to go sign up to the bus, and like everyone could see that you were getting a free bus at the time, and I was like, oh, everyone knows that I'm poor, don't let people know. Do you know what I mean? I used to be so embarrassed about it, and I was like, I feel like I could hopefully really relate to these girls. I'm only going to be around 10 years older than them, and I want to show them like you can get out of those situations. Like I moved to London, I moved cities, I didn't have any help, you know, and it can happen. And I used to have a mentor in my school, like a free counsellor, because I was like not problem child, but I was good, but I was good at schoolwork, but I was a bit naughty. Like I wouldn't come to school, or like I would skip lessons, and I just was a bit of a like going down a dark path, hanging out with the wrong people. And she literally changed my life. Like when I tell you, she, like, if Liz ever watches this, Liz, she's the real MVP. And we didn't just talk about school stuff, we talked about stuff with my dad, and even now, like, I tell my mum about it. Apparently she used to call my mum and like not have a go at her, but she'd be like, Emma, like, come on, you need to sort your shit out. And I was like, no way, like Liz actually had my back. Like she had my back. Liz was involved. Like if I was in trouble, Liz would be there like, no, she's fine, I'd be like, thanks Liz. But she would also hold me accountable. And I remember she one time was like, do you want to live in Bristol your whole life? And I was like, no. She was like, do you want to be around any of these people when you're older? Like, is this what you want your life to be? And I was like, no. Like, it was a no-brainer. I was like, obviously fucking not. And then she was like, so why aren't you like focusing on your grades, or like working hard to have a better future? Mate, it was like a light switch to turn on in me. I was like, Liz. Liz, you're fucking right. And from that moment on, I tried so hard with school, and it gave me the confidence, inspired me to actually make a better future for myself. And like, God knows what kind of person I would have been if she wasn't there to like believe in me. And I think it just takes one person to believe in you. So if I could do that for another girl, maybe, like I would be fucking over the moon. And they try and match you with people that want to do similar things to you, so hopefully they'll put me with someone who like wants to go into fashion and stuff, and do these little sessions with them. And it says, I'll leave the charity if you guys want to get involved. It's not just London, it's in loads of cities, or if you want to donate or just see what they're about. I know Curvy Kate are working with them too, which is unreal. And they did these studies, and when they leave, that like 98% of them said that their confidence was way better, and they felt like they could have a good future. And that just, it makes me so happy. But yeah, it would just be a very full circle moment for me to help a girl that like potentially, that was me, I was that girl. I would have been eligible for all these kind of programs. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to get started on that. Obviously I'm nervous too, because I don't want to give them shit advice, and like obviously I can't swear, do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm going to have to present myself in a different way, and yeah, hopefully they feel they are happy getting me as a mentor. And finally, I got my hands up and say I did finish therapy, complete therapy, fucking completed it, mate. I'm actually completely healed human. No, I'm not. She was just so nice. She was like, I don't think you need to carry on these sessions. Like, you're very self-aware, you're doing the work on your own, like, you know enough now. And obviously it is very expensive, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's fucking expensive. I think everyone can benefit for it, but I'm just so lucky and blessed that I'm in a position that I could spend my money on that, and it was worth it to me, because same as a gym membership, like, it was worth it because of what I got from it and how much it changed me as a person. I did say I would do a whole video on it if you want me to, but it made me think so much about how I am in relationships, like so much. Like, girl, like, where is your self-esteem, where is your self-worth? I feel like I'm finally noticing it and realizing it properly, and it's kind of brought me to this decision, which I feel like you guys are going to be like, what the actual fuck. Basically, I'm gonna say trying, because I am basically gonna try and go celibate for a year. Yeah, I'm gonna basically have no sex for a year, because I've heard other people do it. Who did I hear do it? So La Let Me Explain. I just read her book, fuck me, it's incredible, you need to get it. It's called Block, Delete, Move On. Not only is it funny, it is just so inspiring. She didn't have sex for like 2 years, I think. And then also Chidera, so The Sunflower, again, also an incredible author, writing about the similar things like dating. So she does What Time to Be Alone and How to Get Over a Boy. They both said they took like a year, 2 years out from, and I feel like it is, especially for spiritual people, it is quite a common knowledge thing where you don't have sex with people. And they were like, it changed the way I view like men and myself with men. Like, and to be fair, I'm already like pretty much 4 or 5 months in, like I'm nearly on my 5th month. Like, I I only got to do, I'm not very good at maths, but I've only got to do 9 months? 7. I've only got to do 7 more. Like, I can do that, but then it might be hot girl summer. You don't know what could happen. But yeah, I'm trying not to, because yeah, I just want to, like, I only want to do it with people who really love me and respect me and I have a great connection with. And I think just me not dating anyone, I don't even think I'm going to date people, because what's the point? Obviously sex isn't the be all and end all, but it would be like, I'm not really open to it and it would be wasting their time too. I just think I really do need a break from it, and I need time off to realize what I like, be my own person. So when someone comes to me, I'm not like desperate, like, oh my god, I love you, I need you, like I need love. Like before I definitely think I thought I needed love, and it's great, love is great, it brings a lot to your life, but when it's like the only thing keeping your life good, that's when it's really bad. So yeah, I'm not having sex for a year basically, and I hope apparently it connects you to your like divine feminine energy, and you just feel really like sexually confident, you feel really good after. I think for someone like me who's very emotional and gets very attached to people after sex, and I have done the casual sex thing, I'm not saying I'm a prude, oh I'm not having sex for a year, like there's a fucking reason, because I've been there and I've done that, and I just am sort of realizing, like, do we really get that much out of it? I don't know. I feel like the guy gets more out of it, and maybe we've been sold a lie about, you know, empowerment is being free with sex. Like, is it really empowering for us if we didn't orgasm? The orgasm gap's huge. We're like getting STDs and UTIs and like other like thrush, loads of vagina problems. Usually it's always a woman that gets issues rather than a man. And then I also have the baggage of an emotional connection with you. Like, I don't want that, and then they don't even respect me, and that they don't even want to do what I want. Like, it doesn't sound fun to me anymore, I guess. Like, obviously it's great, and I do miss the like chemistry and the physical intimacy and connection. I do miss that, but that will come. Like, I will get that again. I don't just want, I feel like I actually don't want to. Like, I feel like I'm growing up and I'm like, that doesn't sound fun anymore. And obviously I'm working with Ann Summers, so every time I am horny, like, I can sort it out myself. Like, it's okay. Obviously I'll give you updates whether I actually do it. Please root for me and say no to sex. And we'll see if I actually feel good after and like know my worth. So yeah, what I hope you enjoyed this. If you're here to the end, I really appreciate it, because this was a lot of chatting, but I feel like I fully updated you on my life. Like, I'm really trying hard with work currently and trying to stay on YouTube, TikTok, Insta, like all those good things, trying to actually get a routine, because I am so bad with organization and routines, to the point that I might consider, I've had a few people reach out to me for management, but because I used to work in influencer marketing, like, I don't love agents in the way they used to deal with things, so I've always been a bit put off by it. But it's getting to the point where I'm wasting so much of my time on like the boring admin things that I'm like, if I actually just had a management to do that for me, I could focus more on like the fun creative stuff that I like. So maybe it's a possibility. I might meet up with some. There's like 2 that I'm kind of like, they seem quite good. I've heard some horror stories, and it's a control thing. Like, I'm handing over, like, it's my job, my life, like my creative work, and I'm handing it over to them. They're gonna get 20% off, like, of my earnings, but then it could be amazing. I could feel so much freer, and they could get me way more jobs. So like, it could go either way. So I'll go with my gut. I would like to meet a lot of them first and make sure that they get my values before I kind of just sign away my life to like a management. So something I'm like, because it will be coming up to, in July it'll be a year I would have done this on my own, and I can sort of get a sense of how much I even make in a year. Like, what are they gonna make my life better? I don't know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and if you're going through a breakup, I'm so sorry. I really wish I could hug you, because it's fucking hard. Just cry, get it out, and one day, I swear to God, you'll be fine. Look at me, I am actually okay. Like, I'm okay. I'm like, I might not be 100% and thriving yet, but I am getting there, and things are getting better, and yeah, it's gonna be fucking summer, so whatever. But yeah, I love you, and I hope you have the best week.